Hello, and thanks for joining us. That was a little snafu to start, but I am here today at UHS Binghamton General Hospital in the Russell Room with my favorite registered dietitian, Janelle Oakley, and we're talking about a very important topic, something you probably hear about all the time, and you're like, oh, okay, staying hydrated. And now that seems like such an obvious thing. You need to have water, you need to have liquids, your body needs it, but we hear it and we're kind of forced, oh, you gotta have this amount of liquid a day, you gotta have this water a day. But sometimes maybe you might not like drinking water, we might want some other fun drinks. We're here to help you get more water, understand why you should be staying hydrated. Thank you for joining me today, Janelle. Always a pleasure to have you with me.
Thanks for having me, Stephen. So this is a topic that I hear quite often. Probably every patient asks me, how much water am I supposed to drink? And first we have to think about why it's important to be drinking water. Absolutely. So first, we get thirsty. We want to satisfy that urge. When you're thirsty, that means you're already dehydrated. So there are other signs that we need to be looking for and other reasons that we need to be hydrated. People are probably aware for kidney health, we don't want kidney stones.
No.
In the summer heat, especially on a day like today, it's really sunny and hot out. Maintaining your body temperature, you're sweating all that out, you need to try to replace it. It can also help with weight maintenance and weight loss. A lot of people would be really happy to hear about that. Getting enough water can help with your weight maintenance and weight loss. It can help with your brain performance, your energy metabolism, just your overall function.
Keeps you sharper because you're hydrated, so everything's working correctly.
Yeah, sometimes when you feel really tired in the morning, drinking just a glass of water can help wake you up and make you start the day better.
Interesting. So it doesn't always have to be coffee to start the day. We just found that out. And I feel like a lot of people don't like me when I do these segments because I'm always saying like, oh, you don't have to have coffee, you don't need to drink coffee, but we're just giving you alternatives. You can still have your coffee.
Oh, absolutely. I would not start my day
Yeah,
without
there
coffee.
you go. Coffee and water, so have both of them.
Yes, absolutely. So staying hydrated, super important just for overall body health. We have to make sure that we know what signs we have for when we're hydrated and when we're dehydrated.
That's very important.
Very important. I get a lot of patients admitted into the hospital with dehydration because they haven't realized these symptoms soon enough and they have some consequences because of it. So there are a few things that we can do to kind of track our hydration status. First one being thirst. Like I said, if you're thirsty, you're dehydrated.
It's an easy one.
Fix that.
Yeah.
Your feeling in your mouth and in your nose and your lips, if they're feeling really dry, it's a sign you're dehydrated. Even your skin, if your skin is really dry, granted that could just be the weather outside, but that often means you're dehydrated as well.
Yeah, so nose thing's interesting to me. I didn't know that.
Yes, yep. That's a mucous membrane. When you're dehydrated, your body doesn't tend to produce that mucus as much because it wants the water to go elsewhere. So that's a good sign to regulate it. The one sign that I always tell my patients, and I hope this doesn't sound too gross, but look at your urine. When you go to the bathroom, just take a quick look. What you want to do is look at the color. We want it to be a pale yellow.
That's right.
Clear sometimes is okay. That typically means you're drinking too much water. The issue is when it starts to turn dark yellow, even orange or brown. That means you're dehydrated, your kidneys are struggling, so we want to try to fix that.
Right, that's a good indicator at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we're dehydrated, water, very important to drink, but when those symptoms happen, we have to compensate in other ways as well. Water will hydrate you to a point, but at those points, you are kind of in a crisis mode, not so much, but we want to try to replete the water and electrolytes in our body.
Okay.
So when you're really dehydrated, you want to be drinking something like a sports drink, Gatorade, Pedialyte, anything that you prefer. And that's when you're having those dehydration symptoms. You don't need to be drinking these things regularly.
Yeah, all the time.
Water is totally fine, but when you have the dark urine or you're feeling really thirsty, you are outside working on your lawn for 2 hours and sweating, drink one of these. That can help to hydrate your body faster than just water will.
Okay, so water obviously would do the trick, but it's not as quick as a sports drink with those electrolytes or something like that.
Correct, yeah. And we want to get the electrolytes in to prevent any further complications of dehydration, like any heart issues or kidney issues. So just drink like one of these when you have those signs, and then you could do some water, and it should be very helpful for you.
Okay, great. So now we know some of the signs, which is great. You always got to pay attention with what's going on with your body. Now let's get into a little bit about we did talk about it earlier. You're supposed to drink a certain amount of water, and I think, or liquid, or a certain type of liquid a day. And I think that's what's a little daunting to all of us. We hear these certain amounts, and we're like, well, I can't do that. I only have so much time. I'm only so thirsty. So let's talk about that a little bit, and then some fun water tips. I mean, it doesn't have to just be straight water. We can have some fun with it and make it a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah. So most people are probably familiar with the 8 cups of water per day.
Yeah.
And while that's a great start, actually it's a myth. We need significantly more than that.
Oh, no, all right.
Yeah. So males need 15.5 cups per day,
Okay.
and females need 11.5. This is a broad statement. It includes all fluids. So things you're eating that can count as fluids, soups, watermelon,
Yep.
all that fun stuff. Coffee does count to a point, but we need to try to make most of all of that just plain water if possible.
Okay.
It's okay to have a little bit of soda, a cup of coffee in the morning, some juice, as long as we're making sure to drink water throughout the day too.
It can't be the only drink or your sole.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes
Yep.
sense.
The coffee and the soda actually dehydrate you to a point. The caffeine can cause more dehydration. So no, you cannot make all of this soda. Do not make all of it your coffee drinks. Try to get a good balance of it.
It's always a good idea in general.
Mhm.
And now, one of the things that I always think about or struggle with, 15 and a half cups. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I drinking? Just a quick cup of water? There's a million different sizes of cups. Like, how do we really figure that out?
Yeah, so that depends on really how you're getting the water in. So it's a fun thing that I have stumbled across recently on social media called an emotional support bottle.
Okay.
We all know those people that have a water bottle with them all the time. Typically it's like those college girls that have stickers all over their water bottles, but it's an emotional support bottle. They have it with them 24/7. They always have water with them. So I actually recommend this to my patients. Find a water bottle that you like, or a cup or something, and keep it around. Make it fun. I have different bottles that I use. Like I travel with this one. I drink from this one daily at the office. Make yourself familiar with how much water is in those, and just kind of calculate like how many times you have to refill it per day. So for me, a female, I need 11.5 cups of water a day. That's 97 ounces.
Okay.
This is 40 ounces. I can go through about 1.5 of those during the workday. So
Okay.
I know that I'm gonna need about 2.5-ish of those per day with all fluids.
So it's always good. You can always, like you said, convert to ounces, which a lot of our cups and everything are usually measured in, or have it right on there.
Right, if you look at the bottom, typically it'll tell you either like printed on it or indented in the actual material what the milliliter or the ounce volume is. So just do a little calculation in your head or online.
We
Figure
all
out how
have
many times.
calculators on our phones anyway.
Right,
There you go.
right. Just know, like, I'm gonna have this bottle with me all day. I'm gonna have to fill it up twice, you know, and that'll help kind of keep a reminder for you.
That makes sense. I think that's a good, nice and easy for people too.
Yeah, and I know this volume sounds really daunting. The issue I hear most often is I don't want to pee all the time. That'll
Fair,
happen.
fair is fair, yeah.
Don't jump to trying to hit this goal right away. Try to work up to it gradually. That way your kidneys can kind of adjust to it. That'll help with your urine production. If I start drinking 11.5 cups every day right now, I will be in the bathroom every 20 minutes. But if I work my way up to it, our kidneys can adjust and we'll be able to go longer spans of time.
Give your body some time. That makes sense. Yeah, so don't go 0 to 100.
Yes.
Ease yourself in there. That's good.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Ease yourself in. And like I said, you can have the juice, you can have the soda, you can have the coffee, as long as most of it's water. That's what we really want to be trying to do.
That makes sense. All right, so now we talked about the important stuff. We got that information out there. Let's have some fun with it. What can we do to make water a little bit more, maybe delicious, maybe a little bit more enticing?
Right. I don't like plain water. I can drink it if I force myself to, but I often will not just drink plain water. I have to have a flavor in
There you
it.
go.
And there's this new trend going on the social media app TikTok that I kind of fell into, maybe because I'm a dietitian and it gives me all those videos, but it's called Water Talk. And so there's a new trend going around where people are finding fun ways to flavor their water.
Okay.
And the biggest trend is to use flavor packets like this and coffee syrups, or they have different like fruit flavored syrups as well, and finding fun mixtures of all of them that create fun flavors that you enjoy. So for example, this one is my favorite flavor here. If I add this to this bottle, which I have in there currently, and I add some vanilla coffee syrup to it, I do sugar-free just because I don't like having sugar-sweetened beverages.
I was gonna say, we're trying to focus on the water, not the sugar, so you
Right,
try and go for sugar-free if you can.
Yep. If I mix those two, it creates a cotton candy flavor in my water.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Might not be appetizing for everyone, but I think it's really fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And most of these packets I've actually gotten right at the dollar store. They have a huge selection and they're expanding it every day because of this trend.
Oh.
So finding different flavor mixtures, you know, mixing the cherry with a lime one, or mixing like pineapple with a peach one.
Yeah, you can make it fun, discover different combinations, share with your friends, and it doesn't sound like it's going to break the bank, which is even better to hear, because I mean, obviously we want to get this hydration, we want to make sure our body's working right, but if we could do it, have some fun, enjoy it a little bit more, maybe some flavor, people will get more into it. I like that.
Absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with using flavor packets. It's getting the water in. They are most often sugar-free, calorie-free, so it's not going to impact your diabetes or your weight management, and it just makes it more fun. When things are fun, we tend to work with it better. So I drink flavored water every day just because I know I can't drink regular water, and it has helped.
Yeah, you want to make sure you get your water and your hydration, so it's important.
It still counts.
And I know there's also a lot of people, there's the water bottles that have like the I don't know the right word in the middle, where you can put fruits or veggies. Cucumber water I know was very popular at one point. So that's always another way that you can get some fresh fruit in there. I mean, you can eat the fruit after when you're done with the water, I believe.
Absolutely,
so that's another way to flavor up your water a little bit, make it a little bit healthier.
Yeah, you can even freeze the fruit and that'll add like a little chill to it.
Let's get a zoom in on these, because we have these here. Now the ice stuck to it a little bit, you can't do anything about that, but you got some fruit in here with the water, and it looks pretty delicious. I'm probably going to have this as soon as we're done. But
and
yeah,
mix
this
it
is
with a
another
little
way.
juice too. So half juice, half water. That one's really popular with kids, and it has real fruit in it, so they can have some of that nutrients in there, some of the fiber.
Which is
On
great.
a hot summer day, give them one of those, increase their hydration, give them a tiny little snack, you know.
Win-win.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of parents are writing that one down.
Yeah, super easy to do. You know, you just add a little bit of fruit to it, add some juice and water, and freeze it. It doesn't have to be in the popsicle mold. You can do it in ice cube trays.
Oh, perfect. Another easy way to do it.
Yeah.
All right, great. These are awesome tips, and I think we educated a lot of people on why it's so important to stay hydrated. Anything else you want to make sure that we're talking about today, Janelle?
Just make sure you're refilling your water bottles.
Yeah, and it's hot out there, so make sure you are staying hydrated, and be careful out there. It's always good to have water with you. You can get water pretty much anywhere, so just be safe, everybody. And if you have any questions, you can head to nyuhs.org for more of our nutrition services and more information just in general. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.